Hello, and welcome to my video about animals of the Ice Age. The Ice Age was a long event where ice sheets covered the northern hemisphere. It was a long-term reduction of temperature on the surface and atmosphere. Now, as you know, there were animals during the Ice Age that you do not see nowadays, such as the woolly mammoth. They were the size of behemoths to us. However, that was actually the average size of animals back then. If you look at the woolly mammoth, the animal unfortunately did not survive the Ice Age. Unlike some other animals, it was not able to adapt. The ground sloth was a giant sloth that was not living on trees, but on the ground. It was too large to climb up on the trees, for they were the size of oxen. They had only lived up to the 16th century, because then they were hunted to extinction. Some animals did survive the Ice Age all the way, too, and some have modern descendants. However, most of those animals make it hard to believe that they are behemoths of the Ice Age. Take a look at this peccary. The peccary is this cute little pig-like animal. They were alive during the Ice Age, too, but as you know, a lot of animals were behemoths then. So how did they get this cute and small? Over 7,000 years, they downsized from their original form. The Teratorn is an animal during the Ice Age. As you can see, it was a bird. And also, the Teratorn has a different descendant, who is called the condor. As you can see, the condor looks quite different than the Teratorn. Also, you can see it's smaller. The Teratorn was as tall as a human and had a ginormous wingspan. The condor really isn't that large. It is said that the climate affects the size of animals, and so, therefore, when the Ice Age finally ended and the temperature started to rise again, the animals underwent downsizing, where they shrunk. This probably happened to our modern descendants. Believe it or not, that big horse and the small horse are actually almost the same animal. So scientists, specifically geologists, know what animals survived the Ice Age, and some who became extinct afterwards. Let's take a look back at the peccary. The peccary is one of those animals who did not bring descendants, whom are different animals to the present day, but are the same kind from a Pleistocene epoch. Apparently, this may have brought different descendants, but still survived originally. Believe it or not, even some common animals that we see today survived the Ice Age. Even the bison. The bison, a common animal who lived through the Ice Age. These animals who survived it were able to adapt to a changing climate and then live in it. Some species did not survive the Ice Age. They became extinct. They did not die off because of one big event like a meteor shower that fell on Earth. No, their death was gradual. This rules out sudden events like massive hunting frenzy or meteorite striking. It was mainly of the climate change and ice melting. As you can see, this glacier is melting. This could probably represent what happened, and the animals could not adapt to survive. The Ice Age was obviously a time of freezing or icy climate. As you can see, the ice covered almost all of the northern hemisphere. The temperature average of the whole Earth is currently 13 degrees Celsius, but during the Ice Age, it was farther below 0 degrees Celsius. Technically speaking, we are actually still in the Ice Age since the Antarctic and Greenland ice sheets had not melted. Therefore, the Pleistocene epoch is not over, but is very close to it. There may still be a lot of ice in the world, but not just enormous ice sheets covering almost all of North America. It may cover all of Greenland, but you don't see it all covering North America. So, now that we know about the animals, who was the most dominant? As you know, there are two major classifications of animals, mammals and reptiles. There are others, but right now we are focusing on these two. We are mammals. Mammals are warm-blooded animals, while reptiles are cold-blooded. There are actually a lot of mammals who live on land, and also a lot who live in the water. There are some aquatic animals like walruses, sea otters, and yes, dolphins. While there are also animals who live on land, like us, foxes, and even your household pets. Reptiles mostly live on land, like mammals, but there are still reptiles who live in the ocean as well. So now, who is the most dominant? Mammals. Mammals are warm-blooded, therefore, during a time of cold, they are able to stay warm easier. Also, with the ice sheets, the reptilian animals probably froze underwater. Fun fact, in Florida, when it gets frosty, the iguanas freeze and fall out of the trees and, well, die. So, what is the prime research for learning about Ice Age animals? Fossils. Fossils can give us bones, and with the bones, we can construct a figure such as this that will give us an idea how their body worked, what their body looked like, and many more things that could lead us closer to fully understanding them. Take a look at where several ground sloth fossils were found. Fossils can be found almost anywhere in the world. In fact, right here at Chadwick School PV, a fossil was found. Amazing, Okay, so now we know about animals and fossils, but where do we find most fossils? Tar pits. Tar pits were large pits filled with tar. Tar is a sticky substance that animals fell into and were stuck in there until scientists excavated their fossils. The most popular tar pits is the La Brea tar pits. Tar still strikes and most animals fall into it, but animals are luckily saved and rather hunted by humanity. Thank you for watching my movie. I hope that you enjoyed it a lot. Here are some people, applications, and websites I would like to give thanks to. Mr. Closet, Evernote, Notability, Safari/Chrome, TileFX, and several websites and their photos. And again, I would like to thank you.